I'm live, right? Hey everyone, it's Thursday, but it's still here. One Piece chapter dropped so early. Wait, let me just turn off the fan. Yeah, so recently, not even recently, but just last week, the chapter dropped about 2 days ago. Like normally, even the official chapter, of course, drops on Sunday normally, but we get the scans out on Friday. But this week and also last week, we got the chapter on freaking Wednesday, right? So yeah, it's Thursday now, and I didn't want to wait anymore. So yeah, let's get started. Just a little bit. Let me just edit. Let me just get my light in order. I like the fade version. Yeah, that's better. The lighting system, of course. Hey, Lucas. Hi. Thanks for joining in. Have you read the chapter already? I suppose you have. Yeah, let me bring up the chapter. So it's not up yet in most of the read manga chapters that are free, but it is up on, I think, up Read Comic, that website. So I am reading from the website Read Comic if anyone's interested to follow as I read along. So I have not been spoiled. Okay, so Lucas, you have read the chapter. That's great. So I am not spoiled on this chapter, but I know one thing, which is that Luffy and Lucci are continuing their fight. Oda himself dropped that spoiler, and the video, this live stream is titled with "Is My Theory Right?" That's because I also heard that the Seraphim are going to be in action, or at least they're going to be shown. But besides that, I am not spoiled. I have remained unspoiled. So yeah, let's see whether my theory is correct or wrong. It's probably wrong, but I'm still hyped. So to clarify, my theory was that the the seraphim, they have not received cloned devil fruits. I think that they are not going to all get devil fruits because we did not see seraphim boa use the mero mero no mi, right? I mean, Boa's fruit, love fruit. So I don't think that she has it. But a lot of people have been saying that she has, like the Seraphim, they have the abilities of their original people as well. For example, Kuma S Bear has the paw paw fruit. So I don't know about that, but let's see. I'm probably wrong, but I'm still hyped to see the Seraphim in action. Okay, so 1070 is titled The Strongest Humans. Oh my gosh, the strongest humans. And on the cover page we see it's still the German double sixes. What? But why is okay, no, not why, but Vegapunk at that moment, he still had his large head, and up until the middle of his head, like in that part it looks like like he has two eyes and the middle of his head as well. Like the widow's peak is crazy. Like it puts Vegeta's widow's peak to shame. But then I'm looking at the middle of his head, like he has some sort of a what? It looks like his head has two other eyes, and he is wearing shades, like sunglasses, to cover those eyes, those extra eyes. So this is also interesting because Pudding and also other long forehead or long head people that we got in the series, for example Strawberry, for example Fukurokuju, for example Don Chin Jiao, all of them have these creases, um, like in the middle or at the start of their long head. So I wonder if that is also important. Like Pudding, she has the third eye, of course, here, but then here there's also a crease. So who are the other members? Let's see. So of course we know that Mads. Okay, so let me just read the what the subtitle says. An emotionless voyage, the promising scientists that have gathered for the benefit of the world and mankind. Okay, but I do see Caesar. Okay, so Caesar, oh my gosh, how young does Caesar look? And is that Judge on the right? I mean, on Vegapunk's left, is that Judge? Vinsmoke Judge? It is probably him. And we see his eyebrows. I don't think that we've ever seen Judge's eyebrows. Like there was a theory whether Judge has the spirally eyebrows like his genetically modified engineered kids like Sanji, Ichiji, Niji. But Judge does. I don't know if that's a very perfect swirl, but he has somewhat of a swirl in the eyebrows. And who is that? Who is the other? Who are the other guys? Like one person looks extremely powerful. At least he looks aggressive with like, and he has the Nika like hair flames. Like, who is that? He looks important. And then another person, probably it's a girl because she's wearing high socks, like stockings, right? They're called stockings, and she has a gun, and she is wearing a straw hat. Is that Luffy's mom? Oh my gosh, this is such an interesting cover page. So hey Sanjida, hi. So you dropped by in the comments. So Lucas says my Judge unibrow theory debunked. Unibrow theory. Oh my gosh. So you are saying that Judge has one eyebrow like from this to this. Well, it may not be debunked because maybe when he grew up, like because of all that pressure, like according to Oda, if you are under a lot of stress, like Fukurokuju, then your head is going to grow tall because it wasn't as tall before in the flashback that we saw. And also Strawberry, I think that it was also said in an SBS that so Lucas says, I think this woman is either Stussy or Sora. Okay, Sora is of course Sanji's mom, and there's a lot of interesting things connecting Sora because Sora is supposed to be the antithesis of the Germa, right? Um, there was a comic series where Sora was quote unquote the evil, but then Judge married someone called Sora. So that's interesting. And also Stussy, you're saying. Let me see her. Well, she does look. Yeah, I do see the resemblance. She does. She can be Stussy, but how old is she then? Like Stussy doesn't look so old. Like in the CP0 in the current timeline that we are in. But of course, this is One Piece. People may not look so aged. Like not a lot of ladies look aged. Well, they do, but it's a difficult thing to pin down age in One Piece. I'm very intrigued by the Straw Hat though, Lucas. Right. All right. So enough about the cover page. Let me go to the main chapter. So we pick off right where we left off. So hey, Axe guy, third. So Luffy is running towards Sentomaro, and then his eyes are bulging out. Sorry, it's because I distracted you. Oh my god. Fool, don't underestimate me, Sentimaro says. So Sentimaro is always like the type of person does not I mean acknowledge when he's defeated, who does not like to admit when he's been got. I saw his attack coming, Cuff, though I should have defended against it properly. So he couldn't defend, but he said that he had the most powerful defense in the world. That's what he said in the first time that we saw him, right? So in the we get a tiny flashback showing that he was indeed able to cushion Lucci's handgun with both hands. It's similar. It reminds me of Aokiji, Akainu, and Kizaru blocking, like making an invisible wall to fight against Whitebeard at Marineford. It reminds me of that. So Lucci says, "You're tough. Just hurry up and lose consciousness already. As long as a person with an authority rank as high as yours is still conscious." So Lucci is going to attack him again. Luffy is not going to let him do that. We won't be able to control the Seraphim. And then even down, Sentomaru is trying to defend himself. So that actually makes me respect him a lot. I didn't expect Sentomaru to still be conscious after the handgun, though I did want him to be a strong enough adversary for the CP0 guys. But still, I thought that that was it. So Luffy is stretching his arms, probably. One of his arms. Gamo Gamo no Dawn? What is Gamo Gamo no Dawn? That's a new move, right? So Luffy is what? He's twirling, is swinging, is spinning around, right? Whip. So it's like a Gamo Gamo no whip, but then he's adding extra twerk. Extra torque, I mean, sorry. Torque to it. Like twerk. I was thinking of hips spinning. Ah, I can stop. Yeah, he is spinning like a top. Lucci. So Stussy is also wearing stockings, like the high socks, but it's not the same as the one we got in the cover page. But of course, the styles, the design can change. It's not like she will always wear the same one. So Chopper, Jimbei, who's carrying Atlas, they are saying, "Hurry up, Luffy! If you want to save this child, we must quickly get, we must quickly go to where Vegapunk is. I can't stop. I'm spinning too much." Luffy is so goofy. It reminds me of a lot of times actually, but it reminds me specifically of when Luffy spun around at Arlong Park and then he tried to like get the ground. He was fighting a sea beast, like I think he was called Momo. It was like a sea cow. Okay, so Luffy wanted to scare him off, but then he got stuck in the ground and he was using a similar move. So that goes a long way. Arlong Park, oh my gosh. Hey, what are you doing, Luffy? Chopper says. Let's take refuge at the factory. Oh my gosh, we see S-Hawk, Seraphim Mihawk fighting against CP0 agents. And Jimbei is using the swim fruit also against the the CP0 agents. The Seraphim are stopping. We have no choice but to deal with them through friendly fire. Even just as kids, their futures will be terrifying. Okay, so does that confirm that since now they're kids, they are not at full power? If a few more months happen, probably for the final war, then they will be even stronger. Oh my gosh. But then Blackbeard was having some trouble defending against this kid Mihawk. So imagine Blackbeard versus the actual Mihawk. I don't think that Blackbeard wins. Regarding that ability, Vegapunk, that's not a kid Jimbei's ability. So Frankie is having a flashback of Senor Pink. That's the swim fruit ability, right? It's the ability of the brother in arms. Oh my gosh, that's how we remember Senor Pink. That's great. Senor Pink is one of my favorite side characters in all of One Piece. I think he is my favorite side character actually. Well, that depends on how you define side characters, because I, of course, my favorite is Garp, is Boa, is Mihawk. But then besides those major characters, Senior Pink is one of my favorites. In this world, there are two devil fruits that are the same. What? Oh, okay. In this world, there are no two devil fruits. That's what he said. Don't tell me he's dead, Frankie is saying. So you noticed it. Vegapunk is saying, okay, so we are going to get some lore dump. The one you're referring to is a convict in Impel Down right now. Okay. So Lucas said something. He says, I think Blackbeard was more shocked than incapable of fighting them. Plus, he gave them the slip with his yummy. Yes, of course. I don't think that Blackbeard would have been defeated by S-Hawk. But I think that if it's Blackbeard versus the original Mihawk, then I'm putting my mind on Mihawk. And yeah, of course, Blackbeard has this like his nature is to not be victorious in such a short time, right? He is also struggling against law to some extent. I don't think that he's going to win. He's going to lose against law, But yeah, it's his nature. Like Luffy, actually, Luffy also doesn't normally win, uh, like no diff, right? Then are you saying you recreated the same devil fruit? When it comes to artificial devil fruits, only the Zoan type can be manufactured. Yes, I don't think that all the devil fruits can be replicated. Yes, that was my theory. And I think that only Kaido's devil fruit was replicated, but I think that that part of the theory is going to be wrong. Maybe all Zoan types were like the ones that he tried, Vegapunk tried, maybe he was able to do to all of them. So another connection I'd like to draw is that look at this panel. Look at Frankie's head, like the antenna that is stemming from Frankie's head, and look at who is that? Pythagoras, right? Yeah, like the key thing, and then Vegapunk also has the apple stem from growing out of his head, so they look so similar. Oh my gosh! When it comes to artificial developers, only the Zoan type can be manufactured. Okay, so we get some translators notes here. The special fruits that Vegapunk is referring to here is the mythical Zoan type. He didn't mention mythical zone per se. Although the devil fruit images shown here are the mythical zone devil fruits, includes Kaido's and Yamato's mythical zone DF devil fruit, so that adds to the context. Okay. Just like Caesar's outrageous smile. Yeah, that person should just die already, Nami says, because she cannot see people who are abusing children. If I have a large amount of money and time, the special fruits can also be reproduced, although whether you can awaken them is still unconfirmed. Okay, so he is saying that he can replicate Zoan fruits and he can also replicate mythical Zoan fruits, right? But he's not sure about awakening them. All right, all right. So, Frankie, regarding the Logia type, I've done all I can, but reproducing those is very difficult. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I support this. I was also under the impression that Logia type devil fruits, like how can you reproduce light? How can you reproduce like energy, right? I don't think that you can. Like in one sense, everything is energy, but you get the point. Like intangible things, like light, like magma, like fire, like ice. I don't think that you can turn it into a devil fruit. Like maybe the ancient kingdom could, but I wouldn't like that. But in the case of the paramecia type, I found that if you can get a hold of the user's lineage factor, you can refine a special blood type and administer it, which will help acquire that user's ability, that is the blood flowing through their bodies. All right. So this blood thing I didn't notice at first, but some YouTubers, for example, Randy Troy, I think that he called it out, like Seraphim Kuma, Seraphim Jimbei. They had these blood thing in one of their arms, like yeah, and we do see some panels showing it, like Seraphim Boa has it. I call it green blood. Okay, you created that blood. Frank is saying. Mero Mero, oh my gosh! She is able to do the Mero Mero no Mi. Seraphim Snake. Oh wow. Okay, so let me read that line again. But in the case of the paramecia type, I found that if you can get a hold of the user's lineage factor, so they of course had Boa when she was a child, right? When she was 12 years old, up to that point, she was a slave. That's why the government had some of her blood samples, some of her DNA. So Seraphim Snake is using the Mero Mero Mero. I regard the Seraphim as the highest peak of science in the history of the seas. Ursus Shark, so Seraphim Bear, Seraphim Kuma is also using the paw paw fruit. I call them the strongest humans. Okay. And look at the reactions. Nami is like baffled. Usopp is crying out of fear. And then Frankie is having hard eyes. Oh my gosh. So is that the reason why they disbanded the seven warlords, the Shichibukai? What in the world have you created? So essentially, these guys are the Marines' weapons. Yes, basically it's a threat to us, Robin is saying. He's still trying to get up? Yeah. Is that Sentomaro that Lucci is talking about? No. Luffy is actually talking about Lucci. So Lucci has a lot of durability, and look at this panel. Luffy busted Lucci through a wall, and it's so funny. Oh my gosh. And even the fiery thing, that's that Haramaki cloak thing, not Haramaki. I mean, I forget what it's called, but the cloak thing, the fiery cloak thing, that also ripped a hole through the wall. So that is something that's probably fire, right? He's still trying to get up, crack. And Lucci is like cracking his neck. He's so badass, my gosh. Sentomaru is still down, but he's still conscious. Soru! And Lucci is still targeting. He's still targeting Sentomaru. And then what is Luffy doing? Da ha 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 ha. Oh my gosh, how big is his face? His face is bigger than a giant's whole body, I think. My gosh. And he crunches down. Straw Hat. So did Luffy just crunch down on who? He tried to do it on Lucci, right? Yeah, Lucci dodged it. And then poo 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 poo. Oh my gosh. What Luffy is using bullet seed, but he's using rocks. Oh my gosh. And then what is this panel showing? Lucci is trying to hit Luffy with his armament induced, I mean, with his arm coated in armament haki. And the Luffy, what is he doing? Gamu Gamu no stretch. He's using, oh my gosh, wow. So he's using this traveling, like it's like an escalator, but it's not really an escalator. It's like a lift thing, and he's using it. He's turning it rubbery. He's stretching off of it, and then he is wearing shades while doing so. This is disrespect. Where did he find the shades though from? He looks so cool. Oh wow, Luffy in this panel where he just set his shades. Oh my gosh, click, whoosh. Dawn Rocket. Gamu Gamu no Dawn Rocket. And Luffy also turned Lucci's body into rubber, so it's similar to what he did with Kaido. Oh my gosh. And Lucci's like, what the hell is this power? Ah, yeah. My consciousness is fading. Chopper is like, oh, it's through here. Hurry up. That's the vacuum rocket. Hurry up and get on it. Seraphim Bow is so cute. Why, thank you. You're so much kinder than the Hancock. I know. Oh no. Oh no. Jimbe, what are you saying? You insolent being. I'm just following orders. That's all Seraphim Bow is saying. 1 minute before departure. Hey, Luffy, hurry up. Okay, so Luffy is, of course, going to have to deal with Lucci and then go to the rocket, right? The rocket vacuum, the vacuum rocket. Please refrain from last minute boarding. Straw Hat. It's an anime. Of course, they're going to do something last minute. Straw Hat, I entrust Old Man Pong to you. So Sentomaru is saying it, right? Yeah. Okay, we'll definitely get him off this island. Departing now. Ah, too fast. This is quite the ride. So Bonnie is awake. And then, oh, Luffy is aged up. It's not Bonnie's doing, most probably. It's probably a side effect of the Gear 5th. Oh my gosh, Luffy looks. Oh wow. How, where is this? Where's Vegapunk? So you're awake. We're in the vacuum rocket. Eh, who the hell are you? A lot has happened. Luffy will explain things later, right? So Bonnie didn't do it. Luffy just turned into it because of a side effect of Gear 5th. Gear from Fabio phase to lab phase. Travel time 32 seconds. So it's so fast. Oh my gosh. Looks like Luffy looks like Natsu from Fairy Tail, like he can't endure rides. But of course, the side effect is from Gear 5th, not because of the rocket. Inside lab phase, you have arrived. That was fast. Subsequent trips are cancelled. Fortifying the Egghead Frontier Dome, danger, intruder alert. When all of the researchers are inside the factory will initiate lockdown. Okay, so um, what's gonna happen? It looks like the preface of something self-destructing. That's what happens in games. I don't know if what's gonna happen here. In a way, he's commendable. He fulfilled his duty as Vegapunk's bodyguard. So CP0, the other members, even Lucci, they're actually praising Sentomaro. Too bad, Sentomaro. We've been ordered to wait for the Marines. If we wait, they will most likely escape. Are you really being targeted? You're the smartest man alive, right? Won't you be an asset loss for the government? What, you think the smartest man alive will be hostile against you? I don't have any intention of being like that. Oh, you're right. He's just gonna be dead. Wait, eliminate him. Usopp is saying, right? Don't easily say eliminate him. No, Nami was saying it. On a time like this, an emperor's crew arrived at this place. I can only think of it as fate. So we see the final panels here. Let me read it slowly. Wait, I don't want to look at the other panels. Oh, you're gonna take a ride in our ship? You're more than welcome to. So Usopp and Frankie, they are actually happy. What? He'll just be a burden, Nami is saying. Please take a look at General Frankie, the Sunny too, while you're at it. And Robin is, of course, indifferent. Hey, if that's the case, remove these foot shackles from us, you insolent man. Of course, that's Sanji speaking. I don't even have to look at the dialogue box. Amazing. Look at Luffy. What is this place? So his side effect is gone. Medical treatment and repairs for Master Atlas ASAP. He'll leave it to you guys. Bonnie, where are you going? If Vegapunk ignores me about restoring my dad back to normal, then killing him is the only option. That's just venting out your anger. So Bonnie, and I understand her anger, but this is overkill, wouldn't you say? Block every escape route from the island. Yes, sir. If we include the main body, there are 6 left, right? Well, the defense system is quite formidable. I won't let a single soul escape from this island. So S Hawk, S Bear, S Shark, S Snake, Seraphims, Boa, Mihawk, Jinbei, and Kuma, they are now in the government side. That's because Vegapunk and Sentomaru, Sentomaru is unconscious and Vegapunk has left. So that's why they have switched places to the government side. I see, I see. Well, that's gonna be a problem for these satellites, right? It's Kizaru! It's Borsalino Kizaru. Oh, so the Straw Hat crew became Vegapunk's allies? That means it's going to be easy for them to escape, but I suspect things aren't going to go the way they think. Proceed as planned. Bring as many warships as possible to Egghead. The supreme military strength of the Marines approaches the end. Oh, wow. Love this chapter, love this chapter. So, Luffy vs. Lucci is done. Now, Kizaru is coming, is close, and he is going to be a threat to the Straw Hats. That's what I like to know. Because many people were saying that since Sentomaru calls Kizaru his uncle, So many people were saying that Kizaru is actually going to be a benefit to the Straw Hats. I wouldn't like that because I want the Straw Hats to go up against a lot of danger, like realistic danger, and against CP0. It was like even if Luffy was not there, Zoro, Sanji, they could have dealt with Lucci and Kaku and the others. So there was no sense of danger there. But if Kizaru comes, he's of course Yonko level, I'd say. Admirals similar to Yonko in my opinion. So that's good. That's better for everyone. So let's see. Let me just skim through the chapter and give my final thoughts before wrapping up. So Sentomaro, I respect him a lot. He didn't go down. He at least was able to get his hands up and he used some defense technique. We got a lot of lore dump about how devil fruits are made, are cloned. Luffy's fight was hilarious. Oh my gosh, he used a lot of new moves. Gamma Gamma no Dawn, Gamma Gamma no Rocket, Dawn Rocket even, not even Rocket. And then S Snake got some character development that was cute actually. Oh my gosh, Luffy, how old does he look? He looks like 100-year-old. So Lucas has a comment. The part with giant Luffy head was funny and freaky at the same time. Yes. It was definitely both. And also funny was the panel where Lucci just went up like as if nothing happened. He just cracked his neck and then proceeded to fight. It was like Lucci, he was smacked so hard that he went through a wall, and his silhouette, his outline, the outline of his body, and also his flaming like the cloak, the flaming cloak that he has, that Luffy has, that Yamato has, that Kaido in dragon form has, that also left a permanent dent. A permanent shape in that busted wall. That was funny. I definitely enjoyed how the fight went. I think that it should have gone this way from the start. And many people were saying that it's so unrealistic that Lucci is able to fight, that he is able to pick a fight on equal terms against Luffy. But in my opinion, it was never on equal terms. It was never on equal footing. Luffy, from the start, was toying with Lucci, right? And Lucci, I will give him credit that he's able to at least fight with Luffy in Gear 5th. He didn't get one shot at. So I really liked that. So I think that's the best possible scenario. That's the best possible way that Oda could have drawn Lucci versus Luffy at this point, right? So I really enjoyed this chapter. Thank you, Lucas, for commenting. Thank you, Sanjida, for making my thumbnail as usual. Yeah, I think I'm going to wrap up this video. Thank you, everyone. And if you haven't subscribed, of course, anybody watching afterward, then do subscribe. And what I do in this channel is that I make One Piece theories, I make One Piece discussion videos, and I also stream live, for example, this live stream right now. And also I've got a weekly video series that I'm doing right now, and I've done two of them, actually three of them, and two of them have done really, really well. I'm so surprised. I didn't expect it. I'm such a pleasant surprise. So it's called One Piece Two Connections. So here in this video series, I review both the anime and the manga. So last week we didn't have a manga chapter. We did have an anime episode, so I reviewed that. So do check it out if you're interested. And yeah, I think I'm signing off right now. Tata. Great.